Alright, hope everybody's having a good Friday evening. I don't have a ton I gotta do tonight. I've been playing a little bit throughout the day. Gonna do a blitz run, gonna look at my weekly objectives that just refreshed for RTA, see what I need to do with that. And if you didn't catch the blog post that came out earlier today, there are kind of, I guess, three main takeaways from my perspective. Obviously, Jubilee and they announced Bishop or confirmed Bishop's coming, so they kind of gave some clarification on their kits. Seems both of them seem like pretty good kits. Obviously, Jubilee is going to be a legendary character, and it just seems like Bishop really will pull that team together. It'll probably be, I don't want to say better than Symbiotes, but used in a different way. I've kind of been wondering why they decided to do like another, new raid team so closely after Symbiotes, and I think it's just because X-Men have a lot of appeal, and but it sounds like that they'll kind of have a home. It is kind of being the alpha mutant team in these raids that are coming. So another big takeaway from the blog post was that there's going to be Doom raids. I think they're replacing the hardest difficulty on Ultimate 7, which my alliance is just at normal difficulty on Ultimate 7, so I don't even know if this will apply to us for a while. I didn't totally understand that bit. So anyway, it's the Doom raids will be broken up by origin, so you'll have a bio. It sounds like they're all the same nodes, but in different orders depending on what lane you take. But obviously there'll be five different origin types, and then you'll kind of start with the lane that makes the most sense for your roster. But it definitely sounds like the Astonishing X-Men will play, kind of a role in making that a little bit easier. I'm trying to think of what else was in there. They announced the Pimtech characters are coming, and I was kind of expecting them to either be... We already knew Ghost was going to be in the War Store, but I was kind of curious where Stature and Yellow Jacket would shake out. The only one that's really of concern to me right now is Stature, just because I don't have her at 5 stars yet. I got Yellow Jacket up to 5 stars through, I don't remember, I guess it was last month's Mojo rewards. And Stature, I think, is going to a Doom node or a Cosmic node, something like that. I can't remember, but definitely will be trying to farm her. I have quite a few shards that I have to go and farm, so I don't know how realistic it is for me to get that Stature up to 5 stars for the Jubilee event, but we're gonna try. So I had bought some Ghost shards earlier. I don't remember, a week or so ago, within the last week or so. Didn't really like it, but did it for a couple of reasons. One, to get her up to 5 stars, and since she's in the War Store where other characters and materials are at a premium, I just decided I didn't even really want to mess with that. Right now I'd rather focus on Sinister or Minerva. I know there's somebody else in the mix there, as well as those G15 pieces. That's probably what I'm going to try to use my war credits on, or war currency. I don't remember which ones are credits and which ones are currency. I think that was it. I feel like there was one other thing that I'm forgetting, but I can't think of what it was. Hopefully this doesn't screw up the stream. I guess, yeah, then, what was the weekly events thing? So yeah, Jubilee, they go through Jubilee's kit and Bishop's kit. I did not watch that video. Doom Raid stuff, so yeah, it's not probably coming out until late February, so I'm sure there'll be more details on it as it gets closer to rollout. Fury's coming back. I need to get him up to 7 stars. I almost did it the last time he came around. I was trying really hard to farm my last couple Kree minions, and didn't quite make it. I was pretty pissed. I could have done it, but it would have cost me a lot of money, and I was like, not worth it. What else is in here? And then a couple bonus events. I'll probably try to. I think I've got about 50 shards left to go on Helef to get to 7 stars, so I'll probably try to knock her out during this event. Not necessarily on refresh, but I don't know. We'll see. And then I don't really care about the shield stuff. I've already got the non-minion ones up to 7 stars already, and actually there's a couple. I know Shield Operative for me is really low, so maybe I'll try to get some more shards there, but I'm not really anywhere close on her from what I remember, so probably won't really be paying attention to that or this AIM one. I guess that was it. I was thinking I forgot something, but that looks like it is. That looks like it was it. And I guess the big thing was the Jubilee and Bishop kits. So anyway, I might be able to get to Jubilee level, but I'm not really banking on it. It would be nice though, because I did spend that money on Ghost. But Ghost could also be a potential Dark Dimension character for me. She seems really popular. Obviously, Pimtex got added like bonuses in Dark Dimension, all Dark Dimensions, I think. But so I mean, I guess if I wanted to take her up, maybe she'd help on the second pass through DD3. But I think my plan there is that when I get the rewards for completing Dark Dimension 3, I'm gonna probably stick them on Phoenix, just because she's my most powerful character. She's pretty much necessary, or at least was, to get through Dark Dimension 3, and I'm probably just gonna power her up and make the second pass that much easier. It's maybe not the smartest thing that I'd be using the G15 pieces on a legendary character that I couldn't really use in global, but I'm thinking she'd be my first G15, and then right now I'm leaning toward the Avengers, Wave 1 Avengers for DD4, like, is my first 3 or 4 characters. I haven't decided really on Captain America yet. There's a lot of tunes that I'd like to use that Vibranium on, and it'll probably depend on. I think Vibranium comes out of the first wave of Dark Dimension 3, so I'll know a little bit more what my strategy is there once I complete the first wave for DD3, which I should be able to do in about a week. I'm on the last node of Cosmic 4. I've probably got 3 or 4 days left if I had to guess. And then I'm also working on Ms. Marvel and Spider-Man to take up to DD3. I already have Symbiote Spider-Man, Punisher, and Daredevil. And I don't think I necessarily need a 4th and a 5th. I think you can play with however many you want. I think I've seen people use 3, but I'm not really sure. I'm almost done with Ms. Marvel. I'll probably take her up and have 4 in there. And then I've also been trying to kind of build up my Anti-Venom. Kind of between Anti-Venom and Carnage are probably my second and third favorite. I'm saying a lot. Symbiotes, and I will probably try to take one of them up to DD4. Probably Anti-Venom, but I don't know. I mean, it all kind of depends on how the rewards shake out, and I don't have very many stars on him, especially red stars. So, I kind of have better bio candidates, and since he takes all the alien spores, it would probably make more sense for me to go Carnage or maybe even Venom. I'm not really trying to rush. I'm not trying to rush through DD4 at all. I want to be smart and take the right characters and right teams, but I am trying to get in and get started, at least make some progress. So again, a lot of decisions to make once I finally finish DD3 here in a couple days. Probably by the end of probably within the next week, by the end of the next work week. But I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through that 4th cosmic node. And, once I get down to the last wave of enemies, I could probably finish it pretty quick. I've got a pretty good cosmic team, so we'll see. I'm going to do a blitz real quick. This team's been working really well for me. I love this team. I want to put so many materials into this team. Kind of had to wait a little bit. I leveled up Longshot and Shatterstar really quick because I knew I was going to like them, and I think that they're going to pay off. I think it was smart to go hard on them, and we'll see. And then this team's punching up in certain situations. I don't know what that last one was, but it was a slight punch up. I'm too afraid to take them against the Black Order, but I mean that team's not even really at full strength. I'd like to add a 5th star on Captain Marvel, and when I finish my second pass on DD3, I'll have 5 stars Ultimus, 5 red star Ultimus, and then I'd probably be able to get Longshot and Shatterstar up to T14 relatively quick based on these rewards. And I don't know, it's a scary team. It's really good in RTA, and then from a DD4 perspective, because of the origins, it's pretty diversified. You've got Bio and Ms. Marvel, Tech and Minerva, Mystic and Ultimus, and then you've got Mutants, Longshot and Shatterstar. So I'm not totally sure that that's the strategy that I'm going to go, but it just really kind of makes sense, especially since I've already kind of invested a little bit and invested a little bit of materials into Ultimus. I've actually got enough T4s right now to do a T4 ability, any of them. And right now I'm kind of just hoarding them and seeing what I want to do after I finish this first wave of DD3. But I really want to see how that basic works for Ultimus, that mind control ability. It's probably pretty similar to Emma Frost. And I'm not sure where Emma is really going to fit into my priority, really. So it might be interesting to build up Ultimus instead. Actually, both of them would probably be pretty ridiculous. But we'll see. This is just a hybrid team that's been working really well for me lately. Yeah, Phil usually dies. Phil Coulson dies, but other than that, the team holds up, and Phil might be low enough that he's kind of messing with the average of the team, and kind of makes me overpowered based on the teams that I'm getting there. So this is like really the only hybrid team of some of the first teams that I had that are kind of out of meta, at least for me right now, with the Asgardians, Defenders, and Wakandans. I have 2 or 3 members that are good on those teams, but not the 4th and the 5th, and they're not really teams that I'm focused on right now. So I've been trying to find a way to combine all of those teams together, and right now this one's working for me. Black Order's a beast. I haven't put any resources into Doc Ock yet, so I can't really use this as a blitz team yet. That's more kind of a placeholder. Some of the time you can get interesting, basically 4-on-4 matches. Could maybe win that one, but I'm not going to chance this right now. I did put a little bit of resources into Yelena earlier this week, just since the covert ops event's going on. I wanted to put a little resources in her to basically make her usable for the event. She's still pretty low, I think below 20,000 power, but I kind of want to get her up to maybe about 25,000 power, just so she's usable on my roster. I only have her at four stars right now. They are 4 red stars, but I'm probably only trying to get her up to about 25,000. Probably up to. I would probably be up to about level 50 gear tier 9, which is kind of where I leave. That's kind of my minion tier, and that's where I kind of leave all new characters unless I'm like focused on them. And right now I'm really not focused on any new characters, but I am for Pimtech long term anyway. I think Jubilee is definitely somebody that I want to get. Maybe even she's not necessarily the most popular character, but I think they designed her kit to make her a good legendary. And because I'm big on the X-Men, I definitely want to get her, if not the first pass through, the second pass, which I really shouldn't have a problem with, since the only one that I still need is stature. But then also, since I'm the type of player that's interested in Dark Dimension, I think it's also going to be important to have that Pimtech team. They're actually decent from what I haven't played with them a ton, but they're turning out to be a decent blitz team. They're good. I don't know. They'll be better once I put more resources into them. But since Dark Dimension is something that I'm interested in, always, that'll be a team that's probably one of the newest team, one of the newer teams that I'm actually interested in. And then there's a couple that have just kind of fallen off. And I've never really focused on the new X-Force members, Domino, Negasonic, or X-23. And really the only one out of those 3 that I'm really interested in focusing on is X-23. But she's got a really good kit, but there are just so many other not new mutants, but there are so many mutants that I'm not really sure what to do with all of them. I've been really focused on Uncanny, but I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do that. I guess it does kind of make sense, since Beast is astonishing, just to keep him on that team right now and keep leveling him up. I'm probably going to try to take him up to gear tier 14 for my second run of DD3, since I already have 3 of the Uncanny X-Men. I have Phoenix, Wolverine, and Colossus. So again, since I have to weigh a couple decisions, I might just take Beast up to gear tier 14, be able to use him, and that will make Phoenix sustain longer. And if I do both of them, then I can probably get through. Those 4 global nodes pretty quickly. It is kind of brutal. When you get to the end of global, I think that's mission 7, maybe 7 or 8. I don't know. One of them has a bunch of iron fists that they tell you not to have 2 at the same time, and I don't think I took a screenshot of it. And I could be just lying out my ass, but I'm pretty sure I had 3 iron fists at one time, which I do not recommend. I might have to. I'm not into looking at the mission maps to find out when the waves drop, but I might have to look into that for that one the second time through, because it was brutal. And then whatever the last global node was, I think it, even with a decent, with a really good Phoenix and a pretty decent Colossus, it still took me like 2 weeks. So it's just a tough mission. They designed it to be tough because of Phoenix, and they did a good job with that. Another reason why I didn't try this is because I am up at the top tier, top multiplier right now, so I want to try to hold on to it for as long as possible. Damn. I guess that was a really big punch up, and I almost won. Damn, that's actually pretty good. Man, Captain Marvel at that level though, that's tough. I gotta pay attention to that more. See, I mean, that was a decent punch up right there, and I don't even have any T4s on any of the Avengers. The other reason that I'm kind of thinking Avengers for Dark Dimension 4 is because, there are kind of two legendary characters for that team in Fury and Iron Man, and it just gives me some added flexibility. And then I'm looking for low risk. I see a lot of people taking up Sinister, Ghost, Thanos, Symbiote Spider-Man, and who's the fifth one? And Zemo. And I don't really think any of those are realistic possibilities for me early on. Sinister is probably still too low. That was one of the reasons why I bought the shards on Ghost, and actually I bought some on Sif today. Not really proud of that, but again, trying to have some flexibility in the War Store with the way I spend those credits. But with Sif too, I think it brings me within like 10 shards of having her at 7 stars, so I will also be able to get. I also more than likely will be able to get Black Bolt up to 7 stars with the next time he comes through the legendary events. I think I only have 50 or 60 more to go on Hela, and with the little bonus event she's got coming up, I should be able to put a nice dent in that in the next week or so. So I'm not exactly sure when Black Bolt's coming back around. Probably, without looking more at it, I would probably have to say probably end of February, early March, if I had to ballpark it, but who knows? I haven't really been paying that close attention. I just figure whenever he does come back around, I'll find a way to get him up to 7 stars. But then, kind of why I'm not thinking about going with those characters that I just mentioned, Sinister, Thanos, Symbiote Spidey, Zemo, and Ghost. I mean, they kind of all have their reasons. Thanos, I think he's pretty inexpensive. I think he only has 3 G15 nodes, but I'm not big on the Black Order. I think they're extremely useful in Arena, and I like teams with a little bit wider scope. And when they announced that they were coming out, I was just like, I'm not getting involved in this chase. I see a lot of people probably over-investing in Black Order and symbiotes right now, and I'm just not doing that. Like my symbiotes right now, I do have max abilities on Symbiote Spider-Man, so he probably will be a DD4 city for me at some point, but not early. But anyway, my symbiotes are good enough as is that I can almost get through Ultima 7 on auto. Maybe not the second to last node, not the boss node, but to get me there, can pretty much do that on auto. And then I've got other teams that are really high up too. I mean, my Inhumans are really good, so anything that the symbiotes can't do, the Inhumans, or really even my Uncanny X-Men right now, can probably finish everything off. I am looking forward to, I like being in a casual alliance, but I am looking forward to finally being able to up the difficulty. We're still probably on another, I don't know, it's tough because you have to get 100%, so that requires 18 guys, and we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. We're pretty consistent in the 60% range now. So I mean, we could, but we're not quite there. Not quite there, but getting close. We probably have 12 guys that could 100% complete their lane, but not enough to finish off every lane on all three groups. So again, I mean, Pimtech, not too bad. I mean, it helps a little bit that I already had Ant-Man and Wasp built up. Otherwise, I would have said, screw this team. But I am pretty focused on that Fury umbrella of Inhumans, Avengers, and S.H.I.E.L.D. And since Ant-Man's also an Avenger, this team makes sense for me long term, I think. So and then because of the connections to Jubilee, this will be a team that I focus on. So a couple days ago, I was talking about how I think Hulkbuster could be a potential character down the line. I think a lot of people, especially with DD4, are going to end up pulling Iron Man off of this power armor team, and you can go to my social media pages and find more about this. There's a YouTube video you can watch, and then I have a little diagram up on my Instagram. Instagram and Twitter are the same handle. But I was just looking at a 5x5 grid with origin and trait, and there are 3, I don't want to say holes, or like underserved segments, and those 3 being Mystic Blaster, which I think could be Moon Knight. City needs some characters that are something else besides bio. And the defenders, kind of need some improvement. I think maybe they teased White Tiger today in the blog post. I might be making that up, but I also think that Moon Knight is going to eventually come. And he's actually probably somebody that I will focus on long term, just because I think he's a cool character. But also, I need some diversity in City. And, that'll be at the very end of my DD4 run. So much can happen before then, but he's kind of somebody that when he comes out, I'll have my eye on. I've gone pretty hard on the characters in this patch. Definitely need to shift downstream with some of the offers that I'm getting that don't involve pathways to legendary characters, but he'll probably be one that I focus on. One of those other holes or underserved segments is mutant support. There are a ton of mutants right now, and there are only 2 mutant support characters, Beast and Mr. Sinister. So it just kind of makes sense that they'd add another one. And the reason I think it could be Forge, he I think could potentially be another legendary character. And Forge has X-Men, X-Factor, and X-Force ties. So I think it would be really interesting if they just made him like the de facto mutant healer, and that you could kind of stick him on any team. And then when I was kind of looking at that, I kind of realized that it would be kind of interesting. I'd have to build X-23 up a little bit, but it would be really interesting to combine the Dad Bros, Deadpool, Cable, and X-23 and do kind of an X-Force, X-Factor hybrid. That kind of sounds fun to me. Again, X-23 is really the only X-Force character that I'm really have any plans for. I think I've got Daredevil kind of where I need him for right now. Cable, I could boost a little bit. I do have him at 7 red stars, and he's the only 7 red star character that I haven't really done anything with. And the reason behind that is because Palladium just is so widely used. And I think I'd probably like to go So I already have the helmet built for Magneto. The smart thing would probably be to do use the palladium that I have on Thanos. But I kind of want to do Doctor Strange. I have him at 5 red stars. I have him built up a little bit. I think I only have 3 nodes left to gear tier 14, so I might just polish him off. Again, have to finish Dark Dimension 3 before I make kind of any of these major decisions. And then the other one that I think could be coming is Hulkbuster, and that's because, as people prepare for Dark Dimension 4, they might be pulling Iron Man off of this Power Armor team, and it would just kind of make sense thematically for Hulkbuster to come in and kind of fill that role. I think that would be awesome. I don't know if they'll actually do it. It's just pure speculation. Definitely not that one. This is a big punch up too. Ah, crap. Alright, well, since I'm punching up so big, I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna have to use some Blitz credits for this, but this is kind of the DD3 second run team that I'm probably gonna use. Again, still have some work to do on that Sinister, but this is kind of my mutant hybrid team. I really like Sinister and Frost. They're awesome, but mine just aren't all that strong yet. My Emma, I just got up to 5 stars, and I do have 5 red stars on her, so she is somebody that I want to concentrate on, but she's probably not a priority for me right now. And then Sinister, I mean, everybody seems really big on him for Dark Dimension 4, and just, him and Ghost seem to be the 2 staples, and everybody loving that clone ability. I think it makes sense, but I'm not sure what my mutant strategy is long term. I have a 6 red star Magneto, so I can't completely ignore the villains. Probably continue to do some kind of hybrid in addition to Uncanny, and then to a lesser extent be focusing on Astonishing. But we'll see how this performs. Not sure I like any of those matchups. I don't. Alright, so I'm just going to do this and see what happens. The only thing about this one that works in my favor is that's not a very powerful Phoenix. I haven't done this for a while. I haven't played one out. I've been doing pretty much exclusively Sim Blitz. I don't think I'm going to win this one, but being in control, maybe I'll have a little bit better chance. They all spawned with defense up because of Colossus. Yeah, this is not the right team. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know. Ugh, needed that first one. Yeah, there's no way I'm beating this. Yeah, throwing it on auto. Not even close. So I've been trying to find a better home for Ultron lately. For a while, I had been just sticking him with my Ravagers because my Ravagers are so low that he was always winning that matchup. But trying to make better use of the roster, use some higher powered characters that just kind of complement him and can probably still come away with the same win percentage, but get a little bit higher points out of him. So this one's been working pretty well for me. Mantis at seven red stars. She's my highest character. When I got that, I was not very happy with it, but she actually turned out to be a pretty good character. She was a good replacement for Minerva when I was going through Dark Dimension 2. Before I got Minerva, she was really good. And, since she was 7 red stars, I have been kind of scaling her up. Unfortunately, symbiotes came along, and they also used the alien spores, so that's kind of put a damper in that. I'm probably not taking her up any higher right now. Probably don't need to be honest. At 7 red stars, she's probably my second or third most powerful character. But anyway, this team works pretty well, especially against this one right here. Yeah, so slight punch up, got all their health, so that one works out real well. So I just put a little bit of resources into Yelena today, just to kind of make her useful for the covert ops event. But I need to put a little bit more into her to kind of make this team a little bit more even, because it's just really lopsided. But this is kind of where I saw kind of the Skeletal team kind of fitting into my meta situation. I'm looking for characters right now that are going to boost some characters that I focused on a long time ago, but don't really focus on anymore. So, I really liked the duo of Punisher and Daredevil. I got Daredevil at 6 red stars. He was either my first or my second. And so I've always liked, I haven't liked all the Defenders, but I've liked that duo within the Defenders, even though Punisher doesn't have that Defender tag. So where I think that Red Guardian's going to fit in for me, obviously he's a good standalone character with that taunt on spawn ability, so he's going to be useful somewhere in my roster. But I think that he's going to be a better protector than kind of he's going to be a protector that I can tie in with Wakandans and Defenders, maybe even some Asgardians. So he's got a place in my roster. He'll be useful somewhere. Yelena, I'm not really so sure. I don't really plan to use the prescribed Skeletal team. I'm not doing anything really with minions, so I won't have that 5th. So right now, we've pretty much got that Skeletal team minus Merc Soldier plus Daredevil. I think it'll work once I get Yelena up a little bit higher, but I'm actually not even going to fight this battle because I don't think I'm going to win, just because it's so lopsided. I think I've tried this even against some Defender squads, and it hasn't really worked. It's not really up to the right level yet. think that was a new one that I just tried, and I hadn't tried it out yet. So that was probably an unfair test, just because it was a little bit higher. It wasn't a punch up, but I don't know. That might be it for now. I guess I got a couple more. This is another new one that I think I just did. So if I was going to focus on minions, these would be the minions I would focus on. The only one I'm really interested in is that Hydra Grenade guy, just because he'd work well with the Zemo team that I've got created. But, you know, I've done pretty well lately not focusing on minions. I don't think I'm going to start now. I've got them all. When I get them up to 7 red stars, the highest I'm taking them up to is level 52. Gear tier 9, and at level 52 they can't get to gear tier 10, so it's kind of like my stopping point right now. I'm just trying not to focus on them, not to waste any materials on them. I've still got a couple that I have to get up to 7 stars to begin with, and minions just aren't anywhere close to being into my long-term strategy right now. I don't really use any of the war teams that need them. It just wasn't really how I wanted to play. I think I already used that hand sentry, so I don't think I'm even going to fight with this team. I think I'm done with Blitz for right now. Let's see when I can go again. Another hour and a half. About 8 o'clock. Alright, so that's Blitz taken care of. Got some covert ops objectives out of that. Didn't even really use all the covert or the military characters. Damn, pop-ups. So right now, anytime the G15 pieces are coming up, I've been trying to buy them. I probably will buy that Prometheum later after the server refresh so that I can count it toward tomorrow. I have been saving some orbs, but I mean I need gold gear, so I'm not saving those. I'm opening those. Actually, I need the ABCs out of this one too. It's kind of been a choke point for me a little bit. Got a lot of characters in the 11 and 12 tier range that I'd like to take up. Actually might be done with purple gear on some of those that I had been working on. I might have finally got to that point. So I can't decide what I'm going to do with the vibranium. I don't have to make a decision right now, but there's lots of characters that I like. I've got a really strong Black Panther. Captain America could be potentially part of my DD4 strategy. Quake is an Inhuman, and my Inhumans are really strong. I've moved Ms. Marvel off that team to my Young Avengers team and moved Quake up, and I need to do a little bit more work on her. And kind of the argument for her being the top one of that bunch would be just because my Inhumans are so high, that would still continue to keep them really strong. And then Shuri's a legendary, so I mean, all 4 of those really have to be kept in consideration right now. Again, I think Vibranium is one of the rewards for the first wave through DD3, so I think once I do that in another week or so, I'll really be able to kind of hammer out what I'm going to do long term. So, what else? Let's just take a look at... Actually, let's spend some energy real quick. I don't remember if it was going to be Yellow Jacket or if it was going to be Stature, but she's coming to this, or one of them's coming to Doom 3-6. I guess that means that Graviton's going to move, but I had only 2 stars on this, but earlier today I got it up to 3 so that I'm ready for that. Actually, I'm curious now that I'm thinking about it. No. Where is it? Yeah, so I guess she's coming to Cosmic 1-9. He's going to Doom 3-6. So yeah, at least I'll be able to farm Yellow Jacket. Don't know that he's really going to be a focus when they come out, though. I'll be focused on Stature. Surprised I didn't do these earlier today. Ooh, nice hit. So I think right now I'm just going to take a look at RTA. I haven't looked at what my objectives are for this week or today. I hate AIM. I don't really like these daily objectives. I don't think I'm going to focus on those because I don't think they'll be that interesting to watch. I will try to get just regular knockouts, I think. At least get these bottom ones right here on the daily. Rift seems fine. We did get a Shatter Star, so that's good. Wanted to use him anyway, and that way I'll be able to knock out more than one objective all at once. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm not going to focus on these daily objectives. I'm just going to use that Kree team that I've been liking. Just see how it holds up. Just mess around a little bit. So a slight punch, or I think it was a slight punch up. Give me a free one, I'm going to take it. How did I get those taunts? Didn't see that. I need to get my focus up on these guys. Ugh, Ultimus. Oh shit, that sucked. What the fuck, man? Must be a decent Cyclops. Well, that didn't go well. I know that was a little bit of, I think it was a punch up for me, but still, that didn't hold up on that one. Cyclops wasn't too bad. I don't know how I was getting those taunts on me. This one, I mean, that's about where my Phoenix is. My Phoenix is almost at that level. I mean, that's one of the bigger Phoenixes that's possible right now. And then with them throwing a long shot in there, it basically kind of messes with the not messes, but it kind of manipulates the matchmaking a little bit. Yeah. Whatever. Try that again. You saw how useful that was in terms of objectives. Like, this is just a really good RTA team, I think. So this one's another slight punch up. I don't think I have a shot at this one really either. Again, this team's not even anywhere really close to being at full strength. When I got that 5 red stars on Ultimus after the second pass through Dark Dimension 3, my Kree team will be really good. I do have Ronan and Korath at 5 red stars also. Let's see here. See, I don't think he's not. I don't know what the deal is. He's not putting down the defense down, I don't think. I don't know if that's a focus, a problem with focus. I'm not really sure why that didn't land. I'm not sure how I guess she does have taunt. I was like, how does she have that? Yeah, this sucks. This is not, Doc Ock's very frustrating, just with all those heals to start off with. Kind of negates anything you're gonna do. It's probably better than defense up. Shit, I don't fucking know what to do. I'm just throwing this on auto. This is just a mismatch. I'll try it again, see if I can get one that's a little bit more up to my speed. Juggernaut's another guy that I had kind of ignored for a while. I had used Prometheum on Namor. I was trying to, I had put a lot of resources into my Fantastic Four. I was trying to boost Namor up to kind of stay consistent with them. Still have a really good war offense team. And so I'd kind of neglected Juggernaut for a little bit, but now I think I'm kind of back to him. In RTA like a month or so ago, I just got absolutely wrecked by a 5 red star Juggernaut, and it made me totally rethink him. And I think I'm going to do like a hybrid. I don't think I'm going to do Marauders. I don't think I'm going to do Brotherhood. I still have a couple Brotherhood characters that are underdeveloped, and Blob and Toad. I think I'm going to do kind of a mutant villain hybrid, probably with Magneto, Sinister, Frost, Juggernaut, and probably Sabretooth. That's the one that I am at least considering anyway. I'm not sure exactly how well it'll work. I think if I flip the ISO tag on my Juggernaut from Fortifier to Striker, I think he'll be a lot more of an offensive weapon, and I'm not really sure with Sinister and Frost that they really need a true protector. And I don't like Strife, so I just don't really want to go with a full Marauders team. I do already have Mystique built up a little bit. Strife is definitely the weakest part of that team for me right now. And then I might do like a tier 1, tier 2 mutant villains team. The 5 that I just mentioned being the top tier, and then kind of the lower tier being Mystique, Strife, Blob Toad, and I'm missing one. Probably Pyro. That team, actually, the way I've got it right now, might be able to hold on its own. Actually, I should probably do that while I'm thinking about that. Just put that in as a reminder to myself. Oh, and I forgot about Namor. He might have a spot on that villains team. Anything good? Nope. Oh, man, maybe. Yeah, actually, there was. Again, like, I think if you're a late game player, I know people don't really like to spend money on the Battle Pass, but I think the Battle Pass is pretty good rewards, actually. So I think, actually, it's value-wise, if I was only going to spend $20 on the game, that would probably be where I would spend my money right now, especially with these G15 pieces that come later on. Thing about RTA that I think people missed when it first came out and made a lot of people mad. The math works out. You're not really expected to get all of these rewards. You're not supposed to get all the daily rewards. I skipped one of my weeklies last time, and I mean, we're only halfway through the event. I'm more than halfway through with my tokens, so you definitely don't have to get everything. I think I skipped the equivalent of this usability support, so I skipped one of the 900 token ones last week, and I'm still doing fine. I'm gonna probably do what I did last time. I'm probably gonna end up finishing about a week early, which is kind of nice. Then it's just kind of one less thing to have to focus on. But yeah, all these G15 pieces, all these 6s. So, and then there's some, that were just down on the basic row or the free row. So if you're interested in DD4, that's what you got to do. You got to finish RTA, whether you like it or not, because you're getting those pieces. I've got enough almost to have 3 nodes for each origin type. I guess I've fused them together, but I haven't used any nodes that use them. Again, I'm kind of thinking that I'll want to do my second pass through with of DD3 with an upgraded Phoenix at Gear Tier 15. Not totally sure how smart that is, but it would have implications for me in other game modes. It would probably not really help, but it would help my arena offense team and defense team probably. Well, that sucked. Why the hell are they hitting so damn hard? And that took both of my death proofs, didn't it? I don't know, that didn't seem right. Whatever. What the fuck? together. See, he got the defense down that time. That's right, keep going for her. Nice, I like that finish. I don't think I had seen the animation for that yet. That's what you thought. I thought they were going to run a train on me for a second. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it quits for now. I'll probably be on probably about this time tomorrow night, maybe possibly during the day tomorrow. And until next time, have a good one.